You already knew something was wrong before anyone said a word. You saw it in the way she smiled too quickly, the way he laughed a second too late, the way the room shifted when those two people walked in together. Nobody told you. You just knew. And you said nothing, because what would you even say? Hey, I can tell you're not actually okay. I noticed you flinched when he said that, so you stayed quiet, watched, filed it away, and carried it home with you like you always do. If that's you, this video is going to explain something about yourself that you've never quite had the words for. Most people look at someone like you and think, shy, disconnected, maybe a little cold. They're wrong. What's actually happening inside your mind in a crowded room is more cognitively demanding than anything the loudest person there is doing. Meet Jordan. Jordan walks into a party, doesn't announce anything, finds a corner, gets a drink, and starts watching. Within 6 minutes, Jordan knows who came here to escape something at home, who's performing happiness for someone who barely notices, which friendship in this room has an expiration date. Jordan didn't ask anyone a single question, didn't say a single word, just watched. And this isn't a superpower Jordan was given. It's a pattern that was built, quietly, over years. Here's what psychology actually says about people like Jordan, and like you. Research on social cognition shows that people who speak less and observe more score significantly higher in something called self-monitoring, the continuous, real-time reading of every social situation they enter. Brain imaging studies show that observant, introverted people have stronger activation in the regions of the brain tied to internal processing, planning, evaluating, pattern recognition. While everyone else in the room is reacting, you're processing. While they're performing, you're recording. Your brain is not quieter in a crowded room, it is louder. But here's the question nobody thinks to ask. If you notice everything, why don't you say anything? There are 3 reasons, and none of them are what people assume. The first is how your nervous system was built. Dr. Elaine Aron identified a trait in 1997 called sensory processing sensitivity. Around 15 to 20% of people are born with a brain that processes every detail more deeply than average. Every shift in tone, every micro-expression, every silence that lasted half a second too long. You don't choose to notice these things. You can't turn it off. And because everything registers so deeply, you need more time before you respond. So you wait, you watch, and by the time you're ready, the moment is usually gone. The second reason is something you learned. Somewhere along the way, probably earlier than you realize, you watched what happened when people spoke too fast, when someone said the wrong thing at the wrong time, when honesty arrived like a grenade instead of a gift. And you made a quiet decision. Don't speak until you're certain. Don't share until it's safe. Psychologist Rodney Luster calls this strategic silence, not passiveness, precision. The third reason is the one that will stay with you. You're often quiet because you already know the answer. You've watched long enough, read enough faces, heard enough of what wasn't said between the words that were, and you've already reached a conclusion, privately, completely, that you know most people in the room aren't ready to hear. So you hold it, not because you're cold, because you're already 3 steps ahead. A family mediator once said, "The quietest person in a tense room is always her best weather vane, not because they're detached, because they're the only one who's been paying full attention the entire time." And here's what this costs you, because it does cost something. You leave conversations carrying things that were never yours to carry. You feel the tension in a room that nobody else even registered. You go home exhausted from a party where you barely spoke. Not because being around people drains you, but because you were working the entire time. And yet, when you finally speak, really speak, it lands differently, because nothing you say is wasted. Every word was chosen, every sentence earned. People don't always know why they trust you. They just do. They don't always know why they tell you things they've never told anyone else. They just do. So if you're someone who watches more than you speak, who leaves every room knowing more than you arrived with, who carries the weight of what everyone else missed, you are not broken. You are not too much. You are not missing out on something the loud ones have. You just process the world at a depth most people never reach. And in a world that never stops talking, the ones still listening are the ones who actually understand it. Subscribe, because next video, we're going somewhere you really didn't expect.